truth be told, I followed AI, in the news over the last few years. And obviously it seemed very futuristic and very hard to grasp until one day, and not too long ago, my son sort of sat me down with ChatGPT, and he showed me what I could do and how I could apply it to my business, and the light bulb went off, and I'm like, oh my God, by the way, at the time I'm retired, and I'm thinking, it's happening again. Like there's another big mega wave. I can't miss this. I'm so excited about it. And I've got to catch up. How do I get caught up? And, so it was fun when we met because like you've been at it for a long time. I mean, you're actually like an AI veteran. So can you tell me a little bit about like what got you excited about AI, and what got you into AI to start with?
It was really interesting because I fell into AI by accident. And that was probably 5 or 6 years ago. In the world of AI, that's probably several lifetimes at this point, given the fact that AI is moving so quickly. But I will say I have such great enthusiasm and possibilities for AI, not only as a society, but more specifically for the business world that we work in every day. And, I had the good fortune of learning about applied AI when I was hired by a company called Hanson Robotics, who are based in Hong Kong, as their CMO. And honestly, it was like when I started publishing, I didn't know anything about publishing. I didn't know anything about computer hardware or software. I had to sort of learn it as I went. And that's what happened with Hanson Robotics. Now, Hanson, as I mentioned, is based in Hong Kong, and they're known for their work in developing these really cool humanoid robots. A lot of people are afraid of them, but I got to experience it firsthand. And I will tell you, that's when I fell in love with the magic of AI and what you can do with it to shape, mold, produce, create amazing stuff. And I got to see it through Sophia, who is one of the most famous humanoid robots in the world. The company, Hanson Robotics, was founded by Dr. David Hanson. And here's the interesting part. He started the company in 2003. So David is very much a futurist. He thinks way ahead, light years ahead of a lot of people. He is an artist, but also a technologist. And he saw the possibility of creating these humanoid robots that could actually interact with human beings in a way that would be authentic and real. So Sophia's character, I helped to create, and she has this amazing ability to interact with people. She became a world famous AI ambassador for the UN. She was named an AI ambassador for the UN. So it was a huge statement about humanoid robotics, but also the advancement of AI and how the world is recognizing what AI can do, the positive things it can do. And Sophia, if you haven't seen her, she was designed to resemble a human and programmed to have these really human-like conversations with people. So if you're interacting with her, which I had the opportunity to do many times, you feel like you're talking to a live person. She has the ability to recognize faces. So if you walk into the room, she can recognize your face and she can say, "Hey, Cyndy, how's it going?" She'll remember you. She can exhibit a range of facial expressions. I think the last time I remember this, it was like 65 different facial expressions. So that's one of the things that makes her very human-like. And she was actually created as, David created her as a research project. And she turned into this sort of celebrity, worldwide celebrity. She was asked to appear at events all around the world. And they actually created a whole new revenue stream that they didn't expect by having Sophia appear at these events, sometimes charging hundreds of thousands of dollars at the time for her appearance. And so it was a super interesting introduction to AI.
look, this Sophia thing is like so science fiction for me. I mean, as we spend so much time together, and you fill in the blanks for me, because obviously the last 6 years I wasn't doing AI. So, you've been my history teacher, and you've really done a wonderful job to sort of, fill me with all these experiences that you've had, and really make me feel quite up to date about AI. But Sophia is really incredible, But tell me about other kinds of things, like, just in the IT space. Has there been breakthroughs in AI for IT?
From there, I moved on to another company, startup company called Respond Software. It was not as interesting as Hanson Robotics, but it was interesting in the way that they were taking AI to, they were creating programs to help in the cybersecurity space, to help specifically the Security Operations Center for enterprises. And so a lot of what they did was automate many of the functions that humans did. And these were menial tasks like reading code and incidences all day long, just reading lines and lines of incidences that would happen. Very boring, really hard to do. They automated all of that. So these people could be reallocated to doing jobs that were more interesting for them, that helped to expand the company in ways perhaps that they couldn't do before. A lot of the things that we're talking about today, especially as we start to talk about science AI.
Cyndy, one of the things that is so fun spending time with you is that we really it really makes me think about AI beyond the scope of my comfort zone. I'm a marketer, and I've been involved in lots of B2B organizations and consumer organizations in the past. But when I hear a story about defense contractors and robotics, it's like, oh my God, there's a whole world out there that's going to happen, and AI is going to power all of it. And one of the things that excites me is how AI is just so omnipresent everywhere, how it's going to affect so many businesses, and just think of the impacts and opportunities it's going to have on us as people and as a society. I mean, what do you think about that? Isn't this like, aren't we in a moment in time that's incredibly special?
And then from there, I moved to another company in the AI space called Latent AI. Now, this was very much a right turn, because now I was the CMO, marketing deep tech. This is AI on the edge. So you're taking very, very large neural network models and optimizing them, which normally have to run on very large computers with lots of memory and so forth. It's expensive, by the way, and optimizing them so they can run on a cell phone or any other device that might be mobile. And interestingly enough, they started in one place. Now they're working for a lot of the defense organizations in the US. So you can imagine where they're taking these kinds of programs for the military, for defense, for aerospace, things like that. Really interesting stuff. I'm not trained in technology, but I had to learn it as I went along. And now I'm here with you, which I'm really, really happy to say that, I've joined Pure Incubation Ventures, and we are launching something really exciting called Science AI.